Hi guys! So I'm here to talk to you about Reiki today, but I'm going to talk to you about it from my perspective. So since I was very, very little, basically as young as I can remember, I have felt energy all around me, which I appreciate is quite unusual. But that's the way it is. So even from a very young age, I was aware that when somebody was unwell, my hands would feel really hot. And then if I went and either gave them a massage, or that's kind of what I called it when I was little, I would say, okay, I'll give you a massage or massage your head or whatever, and put the sparkles back in the right order. Now, being a kid, my language wasn't super around it, but what I was basically feeling is that I was absorbing energy from the universe. Not just channeling it from above, which is how lots of people imagine it, but actually absorbing more life energy and more universal energy than my little body needed. So then lots of it was just emanating off me. And when somebody's ill or they're unwell, and whether that's unwell in a physical way or unwell in an emotional way, it doesn't really seem to make any difference. What happens is my hands get hot, and then the person begins to feel better. Now the bit in between that happens that I feel, because I feel energy like textures, so it might be that to me something feels really jaggy, or that it feels bumpy and wavy, or it could feel like there's a pressure. And right at the very, very end of every treatment, it always feels soft and silky, which is my favorite part. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was the in-betweeny bit. The bit between when my hands get hot and then people begin to feel better, because that's quite a complicated process that I'd argue is different for every single person that I see, because everybody's energy system is slightly different because we're in a different position in life or we're dealing with different things. But as a general rule, when people come to see me, they lie down on a therapy table and they remain fully clothed. And I place my hands very, very gently on their head, their shoulders, their solar plexus, their sacral chakra, their hips, their knees and their feet. And then I work hands off as well. And what's really happening during that period of time is that the universal energy that is flooding through me is super, super fast. You've got to imagine it like the little sparkles are just moving really, really fast, like they're having a bit of a party. And when somebody's energy body isn't in tip-top shape, it's kind of slow. It's a little bit like watching the TV and being like, oh, I just can't be bothered to do anything. So this universal energy comes whooshing in and it's like, hey, let's have a party. And it kind of encourages the slow energy to get up off the sofa and start having a bit more fun. And I talk about it like that because it's kind of how it feels, but really what it is a process of remembering the natural speed that everybody's energy is supposed to move at. And then what happens is as we get towards the end of a treatment, that's when all the little energies are moving at the same speed and the whole body harmonizes. And it's like this beautiful ding that happens the whole way through the energy body. And that's kind of the best way I can describe what I feel. And I hope that that helps explain a little bit more about what Reiki is or what it's like to come for a healing session with me. Oh, there's one more thing I should tell you about that I always tell my clients at the very end of the treatment, which is that for some reason, and I do not know why, for at least 72 hours, but up to about a week and a half, if I bump into that same person or I see them again and I feel their energy, it feels like I'm still working in their energy. I don't know how to explain that apart from to say it like that. And I'm sure I'm not consciously thinking of them. I'm not doing anything deliberately. It's just that their energy is still at that beautiful, awesome, fast speed. So what's happening is that the client's energy body is maintaining that universal speed for a consistent amount of time as if I'm still present giving them healing. So if somebody comes for a treatment, it might be that they start to feel better within half an hour. It might be that they start to feel some kind of improvement over a few days. And it's hard to kind of gauge it because everybody comes for different things. But one of my clients quite often comes to see me when she's looking to get her happy back. That's what she calls it. And it's just, we do an awful lot of work on her head energy. But it's one of those things that has a long-lasting impact. But it depends on the person to depend how long that takes, because It's a little bit like after a period of time, life just kind of gets on top of you again and your energy is just like, oh God, I'm just going to sit down and watch some TV for a while. So that's the best way I can describe it. And just so you guys know, I do an awful lot of self-healing. So it's not like I'm just wandering around every single day, feeling super awesome with my energy super crazy sparkly, unless I do the work. So I have to give myself healing too, and I have to look after my own energy as well. And if you have any other questions, please feel welcome to, send me a message. I'm always happy to answer questions. Whilst you're here, sign up for my newsletter to get some good vibes every month and find out what else is going on. Or check out my blog, which you can see above